you. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to GAYATRI Project Limited's earnings call to discuss the Q2 FY21 results. We have on the call Mr. Sandeep Reddy, Managing Director of the company. We must remind you that the discussion on today's call may include certain forward-looking statements and must be therefore viewed in conjunction with the risk that the company faces. May I now request Mr. Sandeep Reddy to take us through the company's business outlook and financial highlights, subsequent to which we will open the floor for Q&A. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ankit. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking out time to join us for our Q2 FY21 earnings call. We have uploaded our earnings presentation on the exchange and company website. I hope you have been able to view the same. I hope you're able to hear me.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay. I will now quickly touch upon the operational and financial performance. The pace of execution has increased materially across most of the sites, and we are registering a revenue growth of 14% on year-on-year basis. EBITDA margin was lower than guided, as we are still operating at suboptimal level on account of shortage of labor and raw materials. Going forward, EBITDA margin should improve as we increase the level of execution. Currently, we are well mobilized on site to execute annual turnover in excess of 5,000 crores. Interest cost continues to stay high due to COVID-related cash flow constraints and slight delays in realization against arbitral awards through bank guarantee route. The working capital increased due to aggressive pace of work on a few sites and payment delays from certain state governments. We continue to maintain our focus on our asset-light business model and have a pure play EPC order book of 120 billion plus. Our book-to-bill of 3.7 times gives us a high growth visibility for the next 3 to 4 years. We have noticed high level of competitive bidding on road projects and hence going slow there, as road EPC continues to be our biggest segment and constitutes over 60% of the order book. We at this point are focusing more on water work and expect significant new orders over the next few months. In Q2 also we won one order worth 196 crores in the water work segment. Deleveraging and balance sheet strengthening continues to remain key strategic priority. Over the next 6 months, we expect a cash inflow of almost 4 to 6 billion, which will fully go towards debt reduction. We are in advanced stages of monetizing arbitration awards via bank guarantee route and expect a sum of 2 billion shortly. On the project execution front, execution has picked up on most of our sites, and almost all are on schedule after adjusting for COVID-related delays. Purvanchal Expressway is running slightly ahead of schedule after adjusting for COVID-related delays. Irrigation projects in Telangana has picked up pace, and the company expects to finish execution over the next 3 to 4 quarters. Going forward, we expect execution to significantly pick up from H2 onwards, and accordingly, and as mentioned in our last quarter call, we expect FY21 to be same as FY20 in terms of revenue. We will be maintaining EBITDA margins at a minimum of 14-15% and will aim for an order inflow of 30 to 40 billion. With this, I will open the floor for questions.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. If you have a Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. If you have a question, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad and wait for your turn to ask the question. If you would like to withdraw your request, you may do so by pressing star and 1 again. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. So our first question comes from Mr. Anil Sharma from AB Capital. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, hi, morning, sir. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Just a couple of questions from my side, sir. I wanted to understand that you mentioned in the presentation as well as in your opening remarks that you are close to getting 220 crores from arbitration awards via bank guarantee route, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how long would you expect this to receive, and what are the targets for this current financial year?
So it's actually in the advanced stage. In fact, the whole process, I think we are expecting maybe the next few weeks actually.
Which in the next few weeks itself?
Yes. Yeah, all the process. I just told you the process of bank guarantee has already been submitted. Then we have to do an SOP by Niti Aayog, which we have to enter into a SOP with the government, and all that has been done. It's in the process now. I think funds have been released. It's a little slow because, Northeast, because of COVID, half the time people don't work or they haven't been able to come to office. So it's taking longer. And also this 210 crores is coming from Nagaland government, basically funded by the more. So because of that extra loop, it is taking a little longer than expected actually.
Oh, okay. And sir, you mentioned in your opening remarks that you'll be focusing a bit more on the waterworks.
Yeah.
So here, what project size are you can bid over there, and if we compare it to the road projects, what sort of margins are we looking over there?
So similar margins only. We have already won 2 water projects about 150 and 190 crores, and we are expecting a few more in the pipeline. There are a number of water projects coming up in UP and Madhya Pradesh and different various states. Some of these are water supply to villages and the entire thing. So we find that area as now more lucrative sometimes than just pure EPC roads, where the competition has been severe in the last 12 months. And in fact, as a strategy, we also are waiting not to, all our resources are already tied up in roads, all our equipment and manpower. So we probably will also be more aggressive in bidding after another 3-4 a couple of quarters as far as roads are concerned. So we are looking at a mixed bag of orders. One is water projects, irrigation projects also we are bidding in. There are some irrigation projects coming up in Andhra Pradesh, in Karnataka and all that. So it's a general thing, actually.
So would this incur additional capex on equipment as well?
No. In fact, water is actually very much low capital intensive actually. Most of the water projects involve more of supply of material than actually. In fact, roads are the most capital intensive sector. That's why we are actually looking at a capital allocation that we don't want to, already at 60% of our order book is roads. So we would like to maintain that only. We don't want to go more than that or even reduce it a little more in the future.
Oh, okay, sir. I'll get back in the queue for further questions. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. So our next question comes from Mr. Rachit Kamath from Anand Rathi. Please go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you for taking my question. My first question pertains to, this quarter we've done some pretty nice revenues. We are almost on track to normalcy. So what kind of labor efficiency and...
I can't understand what you're saying. Can you just...
Hello?
Can you just repeat?
Hello?
Yeah. Your voice is not very audible.
Okay. So I just wanted to understand what kind of labor efficiency did we have during Q2?
What sort of?
Labor efficiency, labor availability at our work sites did we have in Q2?
No, now we are slowly coming back up. Actually, the labor availability is now reached to nearly 80% of our requirement, 70-80%. And also this year, if you see the Q2 has also been affected even though after the lockdown. A lot of monsoon has been very, very severe, as you know, all over the country. In fact, monsoon has continued even in the month of October. There were a lot of rains in most of the parts of the country. So, like for example, Odisha, where major part of our order book is. So there were a lot of monsoon. So that also affected the thing. But now I think from H2 onwards, the labor will come back to normalcy.
So H2 hopefully by November or December we'll have our labor back in place.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. So, and what can you just give us as to what is the debt right now, gross debt and net debt?
Gross debt would be about 2,000 crores.
The gross debt. Net debt is about 1,850.
Net debt is about 2,000.
Okay, net debt is about 2,000.
That will go down by another 20
next 10-15 days.
Okay, so net debt is around 2,000 crores and we will go down by 200 crores. So basically, I just wanted to understand our net debt position last quarter was somewhere around 1,900 crores and now it's up to almost 2,000 crores. And the incremental revenues, yes.
Sorry, what is the something?
Yeah. So net debt at quarter one end was somewhere around 1,740 crores, and now we are seeing it is somewhere around 2,000 crores. And the incremental revenues that we are given quarter on quarter is also somewhere in that range. So just for to understand, can you give some light as to what has happened?
No. So 100 of this COVID 6 months, the moratorium we have away. So that's why the debt has gone up by about 100 crores.
Okay, so basically the interest has been capitalized into debt. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and on COVID related working capital we have taken extra 50 crores.
Okay, sure. Okay, thanks. If I have any questions, I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. So our next question comes from Alaya Patil from Value Investments. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you for the opportunity. So when do you expect the interest rate and the cost of debt to come down?
So interest rates, we are expecting probably from the Q4 actually of this year. In fact, we have been working with our bank to reduce the interest rate. A few banks have come forward, but we are
received sanctions from
we have received sanctions from few of the bankers to reduce interest rate to around 10 and 10.5%.
Okay, thank you, sir. And what are your current bidding pipeline in roads and waterworks which you are focusing on? And have you participated in any bids?
Yeah. In the water, we have participated in a number of bids actually. At least some about 10 or 20, I think 5,000 crores or 10,000 crores of bids are in the pipeline in water. And the road, there are a number of EPC bids coming. In fact, we have been, last 7 months, we have been submitting a number of EPC bids, but we have been unsuccessful. But going forward also, we still have some 7,000 crores of EPC bids in the pipeline.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And sir, can you give me an update on the Purvanchal Expressway completion?
Yeah. Purvanchal Expressway, in fact, our completion date, it's a 36-month contract. Actual scheduled date of completion is October 2021 actually. October and December 21, but we are hoping to complete 6 months ahead of schedule actually. And as of now, the project is on track actually to complete 6 months ahead actually.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I'll get back in queue for any further questions.
Thank you. So our next question comes from Mr. Ashish Kumar from Infinity Alternatives. Please go ahead, sir.
Hi, Sandeep. Good to hear that you are finally back. All the operations are back on track. Couple of things. One is this interest cost. What should be a number that we should pencil in, let's say from Q4 or Q1 by the time you get all of these things sorted out as a recurring interest cost?
About 10.5%.
So on a, let's say on net debt of 1,600 crores?
1,700 crores. Yeah.
1,700 crores. So maybe a 200 crore annual interest cost is what we can budget in.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay. And in terms of the
one more thing, the interest cost, whatever we mentioned in the balance sheet, includes also a cost of non-fund based commissions and all those. So all those are added into that. And in fact, the banks have also increased the commission. Earlier, they used to pay only 1.6%. Now, some of them increased 1.25%. So 1.25%. So that is also one of the reasons why our finance cost has gone up actually in the last 3-4 quarters.
Okay. How much would that number be around? So that's not going to change.
No, we have about outstanding of nearly 4,000 crores. On that, nearly 0.5% will increase. 0.7, 0.8%.
Okay. So maybe 250 crores will be the run rate cost of interest, finance cost going forward.
Yeah. Correct.
50 crores for bank guarantee and 200 crores for interest.
Yeah.
Okay. And in terms of the bidding pipeline, do you expect decisions to be done over the next quarter, or do you think it will take longer?
Decisions are quite fast. NHA has been acting very fast. They have been giving. Right. The problem in NHA is that most of the bids are coming from HAM. Some of people have been bidding for HAM, but as you know, our strategy has been not to bid any HAM projects. But I think NHA, what we came to is a major bidding pipeline will be in the fourth quarter, because they want to bid out most of the projects before March. So that next year would be, I think, where they will actually concentrate on execution. So right now, we still have a few number of projects that keep coming every week from NHA, and the bidding pipeline continues. Every month we are submitting about 4 or 5 bids, about 3,000-4,000 crores of bids actually.
Okay. So you are reasonably confident of hitting your order book by what your order guidance for the year?
Yeah.
Or you see a risk on that?
Not at all. We are quite confident of achieving that 3,000 to 4,000 crores this year.
Yeah. And in terms of the execution for the next 6-9 months till the next monsoon, do you see any concerns in terms of working capital or anything else?
No, we don't see any concerns. I think execution is picked up, and in fact, the other reason execution was down also was compared to optimally because of the lack of funding from state governments. So those are also started to come now. In fact, if you notice, now about nearly 1/3 of our order is from state government, AP, Karnataka, and Telangana. So there, the funding has been very, very constrained, due to which our execution pace also was not as per optimum. If they pay more advance on time, we could even do faster work.
All right. But you don't see that as a constraint now next 6 months?
They have started now giving. For example, Telangana, they have actually tied up with NABARD, and NABARD funding is coming now for the project. See, earlier the states would rely on their budget, which is completely spent. So their budgets are completely gone topsy-turvy because of the COVID situation. So some of these states have started raising funds through NABARD and other banks and all that.
Right. So will it be fair to assume that 400 crore revenue run rate till then monsoons we can assume monthly run rate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, and wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. So the next question comes from Mr. Alok Deora from Yes Securities. Please go ahead, sir.
Good morning, sir. Just a couple of questions. One, I wanted to know what the order inflows we have received during the first half of this year.
Well, we received only about first half. I think about 150 crores, and the second quarter we got about 200 crores of water, 350, and another small mining project about 33 crores. So order inflow this year has been quite poor for us. But as I said, our strategy has been to consolidate our existing orders. So we are not really running behind orders now, because we have our order book of 12,000 crores has to be completed in the next 2.5 years, which itself is quite a big target for us.
Yeah, but actually, sir, so I was coming from the point that we have seen most of the companies, or at least some of the companies, actually receiving orders which were, as high as their full year target. So, because there has been in fact, NHA has given more orders, more projects than they had given in the same period last year.
I know, but most of them are HAM, no? We are not bidding the HAM. NHA is one hour. NHA is sold 70% of HAM projects which NHA has bid out actually.
Yeah, actually, so that's what. Actually, in the first half, they have given more of EPC, and in the second half, as per what discussion we had with them, in the second half, it would be driven by HAM. So in the second half, if it's driven by HAM, then how are we going to, just wanted to understand that how much we are going to hold on to the 4,000 crore order inflow.
We are also concentrating on irrigation and water also. So we are confident of achieving the 4,000 crore, including irrigation.
Okay. Okay. And just one more thing. So first half we have sort of degrown by around 13% or so, and we have given a guidance of revenue degrowth of around 13% in the first half.
Yeah.
And we have given a guidance of around 0 to 5% for full year revenue. So how confident are we on achieving that?
So we are confident because as I told you, the first part and half we had degrowth only because of COVID. The month of April and March because of lockdown. Till mid-June actually nothing happened.
Okay.
So the COVID-related lockdown which affected the sales. And also this year, half-yearly, the monsoon also has been much more severe than normal. So both these things have actually affected our team. But now the second half, we are confident of achieving. That's why I told you. Normally our guidance has always been over 15 to 20% growth over last year. This year we would have achieved. But because of COVID, we will come back to the normal level actually.
Sure. And just one last question. In terms of the revenue mix, what would be the revenue mix for us going forward? I mean, how much water or irrigation policy are looking to take? Because even if we look at the segmental diversification, it's around 65% is road and around 29% is irrigation. So going forward, where are we seeing these numbers moving?
I think probably we are looking at maybe, as I told you, out of 4,000, maybe 3,000 would be irrigation and water, and road could only be 1,000 is what we are internally targeting. So then the segment may come down slowly to maybe less than 65% roads will come down, and water and increase to 45%.
Actually, just one last thing. Actually, in water, we are seeing while the project sizes typically, there are big projects which come, but there is, the receivables are typically very high in that. So generally, other contractors, what we have seen is they sort of factor in a higher margin to sort of compensate a little bit of that. Have we captured that, or we have?
For water project?
For water projects. For water projects, the receivables are typically higher. So have we factored in that in our? Have we factored the higher margin to compensate for that, or how is it?
Traditionally, water projects are receivables are higher because of the there are two types of water projects. If they're irrigation projects, definitely receivables are higher because it's not state government oriented. So there the are taking into account all the receivables. Coming to the water supply projects, basically the two orders which we won are from the UP government, which is funded by the central government based on the water mission by central government is funding that. So we don't foresee much of receivables as far as the UP water projects are concerned.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir, and all the best.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. So the next question comes from Mr. Anil Sharma from AB Capital. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, hi, sir. Thanks for the opportunity again. Just one thing, you have witnessed delays in receivables due to which your working capital increased.
Yeah.
So just wanted to know the projects or the states where, you are facing these kind of delays.
So mainly delays are Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Karnataka.
Pardon, I didn't get that, sir.
Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Karnataka.
Okay. And just last one thing. So there's no delay in our debt repayments as of now. So just wanted to check, are we expecting any credit rating revision over there as well?
Yes.
No, we are working with credit rating agencies to get an improvement. We are hoping that in the next couple of quarters, credit rating improvement will happen.
Okay, sir. Then thanks and all the best. All the best to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to hand over the floor to Mr. Sandeep Reddy for closing comments.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us on the call today. I do hope that we have been able to satisfactorily address your queries. In case you have any pending or follow-on queries, please contact the team at Go India Advisors and they'll be able to address any questions you may have. Thanks for your support and time.
Thank you.